we're going to talk about our major and minor triads. It's important to understand where they come from. They start from your major scale. You may have heard whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, meaning from the root to the second is a whole step, from the second to the third is a whole step, third to the fourth is a half step, fourth to the fifth, whole step, fifth to the sixth, whole step, sixth to the seventh, a whole step, and seventh back to the root is a half step. For me, it's a little easier just to think between 3 and 4 is a half step, and between 7 and 8, or root, is a half step. So 1 to 2, whole step, whole step. Now here's that 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7, half step going back to root. I just played it in C. In the key of C, no sharps or flat. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So it's a nice one to start with when trying to understand theory because we don't have to worry about sharps and flats. Our major triad is based off of that. We take the root, which is C, in this case, the third, which is E, and the fifth, which is G. But that's all mobile. It doesn't really, whatever your root is, you're then taking the third and the fifth based off the major scale, whatever the root is. So whatever the root is, you're gonna go up 2 whole steps to find the root, and then a step and a half to find the fifth. And you get 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5. Major triad. Now, our minor triad is actually, the foundation of it comes from that major scale. So we say 1 flat 3. And while in the case of C, it does mean you're gonna make an E flat, you don't just throw a flat. It means when you say a flat 3, it means you're lowering it a half step based off the major scale. For example, though, if you're not in a key where you have to for example, though, let's just look at it in a different key so you can understand this whole flatting the third thing. Let's say we're in the key of D. And in D, our major scale is D, E, F sharp is our third. We go up those 2 whole steps. And then we got a half step up to our 4 and a whole step up to our 5, which is A. So we have D, F sharp, and A. That's our major triad. Our minor triad, we take the third and bring it back a half step. We get that flat third, and it becomes D, F, A. Notice you don't just say F flat, you just bring it back a half step to give yourself a flatted third, which is the minor third. One thing to make note of as well, I think it can get really confusing to be like, well, why is it called F sharp and not G flat when these things are enharmonic, meaning the same pitch but different names? A good rule of thumb is you can always use your hands to count to find the 1, 3, and 5. So C is the 1, D is some sort of 2, E is the 3, F's the 4, G is the 5. So some sort of C, some sort of E, some sort of G is the 1, 3, 5. Same thing in D. D, E is the 2, F some sort of 3, so maybe it's sharp, maybe it's flat. G is the 4, and A is the 5. So always count it out because the number is always going to be in relation to that, how far away it is, because we always have to go in order. We can't have 2 Fs, we can't have 2 Gs. It's some sort of D is the 1, some sort of E, some sort of F, some sort of G, some sort of A, and so forth. So there's your major and minor triads.
If you found this lesson useful and you want to take your guitar playing to the next level, check out Pickup Music. We have hundreds of lessons from the world's top guitar players. It's the best way to level up your guitar playing, and there's a 14-day free trial so you can start today with no risk. So we'll see you there, Pickup Music.